This is someone's bank account. He's got 2FA on, a strong password, the whole thing, and he thinks he's completely safe. But here's the thing most people don't know about. Your password proves who you are once. That's when you log in. After that, the website doesn't care about your password anymore. It just looks for this one string of text sitting in your browser. And whoever has that string, that's the account owner as far as the website is concerned. It's called the session cookie. And if I manage to take it somehow and just paste it in my browser, I get in. And today I'm going to be showing you how hackers steal session cookies. And honestly, the how is the scary part. Because in March 2003, someone did exactly this to Linus Tech Tips. And where was Linus during all of this? He was literally asleep when this happened and had absolutely no idea until the damage was already done. Quick thing before we go further, everything I'm about to show you today is done in my own infrastructure. Don't do this to anyone or any site you don't own because you will get caught and go to jail. But before I begin explaining how hackers hijack session cookies, let me first just make an account here and walk you through how a website handles passwords, 2FAs, 2OTPs, sessions and all that so you can understand it better. So this is a Vault app, a pretty standard looking login page, an email and a password. I'm going to create an account right now. Go to open an account, an email, whoamitang@whoamitang.com, and these are dummy credentials, don't actually try to use them on my account. And then for password, create account. And now we set up the 2FA, the two-factor authentication. I'm open my Google Authenticator and then scan it, continue to sign in. And then the credentials already auto-filled since we saved it in our browser. Click sign in. Now the 2FA code 573114 and then click verify. And we're in. And our account is super secure since we're using 2FA. When I press Ctrl-Shift-I, I open developer tools. Then I go to the storage tab. Inside the cookies, here we can see one singular cookie named vault app_session and then a unique value. This is how the website knows it's me. This is how the website knows this is whoamitang, not anyone else. And every time my browser makes any type of request, if it wants to open any page, it sends this cookie with it to get authenticated. And I can show you the request right here. When I go to proxy, I turn burp on. Inside the burp suite, I turn intercept mode on so we can intercept the request. Then I just click on overview so I can request the dashboard page. I click overview, and then here burp suite intercepted the request. And here we can see it's a get method request. We're requesting something from the website to get a response back. What are we requesting? We're requesting the dashboard page from who? From host demo lab whoamitang.com. And here you can see we're sending the vault_session cookie with it, the one we had in our developer tools. We send this, the website matches it against these records, it authenticates it and says, yeah, this is whoamitang, sending back the dashboard page. I can send it to repeater to show you guys the response. I click send, and we get the 200 status page back. And then when we scroll down, right here, for example, we can see whoamitang, personal G2. So it found whoamitang and it sent us back our dashboard page. If I were to remove one singular character from the session and then send it back, it would take some time. And then here we will get a 302 status. This means it got redirected. We were on the dashboard page, we send it with this random session that it does not exist. It says, oh no, this does not exist. Redirect him back to the login page because it's not a real user. But now what if I deleted my session cookie altogether while I'm still logged in? And if I requested the dashboard page again, what will happen? We clicked overview again, and then we just get kicked out. Our browser sent a request with no cookie. Even though it was the exact same browser, the website still went, I have no clue who you are, treated us like a stranger, and just kicked us out. But here's when the interesting part comes in. I click sign in again, type in my 2FA code again, 956646, click verify, then go back to our storage, inside our cookies, then I'm gonna copy this value. Close it, and then I'm gonna sign out, open developer tools again, go to the storage tab, and then add a cookie ourselves, name it vault app_session, and then paste in the value we just copied. So we added the cookie manually, closing the tab, refresh the page, and just like that, we're in again. No password, no email, no 2FA code. We just bypassed 2FA, just like that. Because our browser sent a request with that cookie, the same request I showed you guys, and the website matched it against the records and said, yeah, this is whoamitang, this is his cookie, let him through. Now you may be asking yourself, yeah, but that's my cookie, my browser. How would a hacker even get that? Great question. And the answer is more ways than you think. One of the most common is XSS, cross-site scripting. If an attacker can inject JavaScript into a page you visit, that script can read your cookies and send them back somewhere else. In our case, in the Vault tab here, the developer has made a critical mistake. Because when we go into the search bar, here whatever we type into the search will get rendered into the page as pure HTML. And we can try it right here. For example, a title, h1, who am I tag, and then close the tag off. Then just do a paragraph, for example, who am I tag. So we can see the difference, P, and then close it off. And right here we see it. Who am I tag? First the title is big, and then the second is smaller than the paragraph. And you can see right here we're gonna render it as HTML into the page, right here. But yeah, rendering some HTML into a page isn't that cool, but that directly means we can run some JavaScript code into the site. And I'm gonna show you guys. We start off with a script tag, and then we do a classic like alert, and then we alert 1, and then we close off the tag. And now if this field is vulnerable, as soon as the page loads, it should execute our code and we can send it. And right here we can see it alerted 1. We can also get our cookie with the document.cookie and then show it up on the screen with alert. And we can do it, alert document.cookie with enter. And right here we have the pop-up. It took our session cookie and then displayed it on the screen. But all you're doing just a pop-up, it's just a proof of concept. A real hacker wouldn't show it to you on the screen, they would send it to themselves silently. And we can go ahead and do that right now. And first what we need to do is set up a listener so we can listen on any data that we receive. We do that with netcat, and we tell netcat to listen, not connect in anywhere outward, and then v for verbose to show us everything what's happening, what data is arriving, and then we need to specify a port with P. The port we can specify is 4 times 8, doesn't matter, it can be any port that's not occupied. With enter, then we open another tab. And here I need to expose the port to the internet because the netcat we just started, right now it's listening locally, no one outside of my machine can actually reach it. So when the victim fires our payload, we can actually get their cookie. And we can use multiple tunneling servers for this. For in our case, I'm going to use Servio because I don't want to set up something like ngrok, and we can do it right here. And since Servio is a SSH based tunneling service, we first need to SH, then -r, 80, local host, and then we specify our port we're listening on, so 8888, then servio.net. Always enter now. Now here, forwarding HTTP traffic from, and here is our public URL we just got it generated for us. Now since we have everything set up and ready to go, we can send in our payload. And I already have it typed it in here, so it's easier for me to explain to you guys, but let me go through it. First we start with an image tag, and we tell it to load image X. Image X probably doesn't exist. That's why it will give us an error, but that's exactly what we want. Why? Because we're using the on-error HTML handler to run this JavaScript code here when it fails to load it. What's inside it? First, fetch. Fetch, the JavaScript built-in function that developers mostly use to call up APIs. In our case, we're using it to make a GET request to our server. Inside fetch, we have our URL listener. Then we give our URL a /collect, an endpoint where the data will arrive. After it, we tell it !C equals, which is a query parameter that holds the stolen value, the stolen data, the cookie. We close the whole thing off with a single column, and we tell it plus document cookie. So get the document cookie and then send it to our server. Then we close the whole tag off, and now all we have to do is send it. We click enter, we send it. It tries to load an image. Obviously, image X doesn't exist. Then it fires our JavaScript code. When we go back to our terminal, to our listener, right here we got it. We can see the GET request right here, and then here our session token, our cookie, and we can copy this. Right click, copy section, go back to our account, sign out, open storage tab, add a new cookie, and then name it vault app _ session, and then value, we paste in our cookie, enter, and then we reload the page. And we're in. What I just showed you is called reflected cross-site scripting. The payload lives inside the URL. The server reads it and the browser executes it. It doesn't get stored anywhere, which means to attack someone, we need them to click our crafted link. But there's a scarier version of this. What if the payload gets saved inside the app itself? So every user that visits a page triggers it automatically, without clicking anything, and we get their cookie. That's called stored XSS. Let me show you. Here in the Vault app again, we have another input field that's vulnerable to XSS injections, but this one is kind of different, because whatever you type inside, we post a note, will get saved here. Doesn't matter if we change pages, log out, it will stay here forever. And again, like before, we can try it with alert 1, and then we close off the tag, and I'm actually gonna copy this because I need it, and I'm gonna post a note. And right here we get prompted 1, so XSS confirmed. I'm gonna press OK. I'm gonna paste it again, and I'm gonna change it to document.cookie. Post a note, and here we get alerted our cookie. We press OK. We get alerted 1 again. And now every time we go back to messages, we will get alerted our cookie, and then 1, because now it's saved. It's stored XSS. We delete this too so we don't get spammed every time. Now let's try it with a payload again. To send the cookie back to our server. We post a note. Here looks like nothing happened, an error. We go back to our listener, and right here we have it. We got the cookie. But again, the difference here is every time we go out, we go to messages, we go back to our server. Right here we got the cookie again. We can start a listener again. Let's log out, for example. We log out. We go here and take in the cookie we just got. We paste it in. We go to the storage. We make a new cookie. We name it vault, lowercase, vault set app underscore session. And then the value, we paste in the value we just got. We close it, we refresh the page. We go back to messages, and it's still there. We go back to the server, and then we got the cookie once again. So you can see, this is a lot more powerful because the user doesn't have to click anything. If you find the stored XSS injection, it will sit there. Now every time a user visits that page, it will trigger it and we will get their cookie and be able to pass their email, password to FA, doesn't matter. And also I forgot to mention, if you want to try this exact attack and want to learn hacking in general, I launched a completely free hacking platform that's mostly made for beginners on my Discord. So go to lab.whoamitank.com, sign in with Discord and have fun.